All right, let's talk about something that sounds super complicated: money laundering. But we're going to break it down with, well, a pretty weird story. It's all about a chemistry teacher, some amazing banana candy, and a ton of dirty cash. Let's dive in.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. A monkey with illegal candy? What does that have to do with high-stakes finance? But trust me, by the time we're done here, you'll see how this little story about a banana business makes the whole shadowy world of financial crime, well, crystal clear.
Okay, first up, the dirty money problem. See, for any criminal, being successful actually creates a brand new and very specific dilemma.
So let's meet our main character. This is Chemistry Monkey. On the surface, just a humble teacher, but his real passion, his real talent, is making this incredible banana-flavored candy. And let me tell you, the other monkeys, they just can't get enough of it. His business is absolutely booming.
And because of that, he's just incredibly rich. He's sitting on mountains of cash. But here's the big catch. The monkey government, they've declared his special candy totally illegal. So even though he has this massive fortune, he can't spend a single dime without setting off all kinds of alarms.
And that right there brings us to our first big idea: dirty money. It's exactly what it sounds like. Any money you make from breaking the rules. You see, the government is always watching for people making big, flashy purchases. So if our chemistry monkey suddenly rolls up in a new sports car, they're going to ask, hey, where'd you get the cash for that? His money is basically useless. So what's a monkey with a pile of illegal cash supposed to do? Well, he starts looking for let's call it a shady solution. He's getting desperate, right? So he goes to see this shady lawyer who tells him about an idea that could fix everything, an idea called money laundering. Basically, a way to make all his illegal cash look totally legit.
Now, here's a really important point. Money laundering isn't about hiding money or making it disappear. Think of it more like a cleaning process. The whole goal is to wash the dirty money so thoroughly that it comes out the other side looking like it came from a completely normal legal business.
And this washing isn't just one single thing you do. It's actually a pretty formal three-step process. So let's break down this wash cycle. Okay, here they are, the three big steps: placement, layering, and integration. We're going to walk through every single one and see exactly how our monkey turns his dirty candy cash into clean, spendable money. All right, step one. Think about it. Chemistry Monkey can't just stroll into a bank with a giant duffel bag full of cash, right? That would trigger alarms all over the place. So, the very first thing he does is take his giant fortune and break it all down into tiny, much less suspicious little piles. And what he's doing right there, that's the first official step: placement. It's all about one thing: getting the dirty money into the real financial system without anyone noticing. And breaking it up into small chunks, that's a classic move. So now that his cash is in these smaller piles, he starts funneling them into different businesses that he's invested in, and he picks them carefully. Places like a car wash or a juice bar, they're perfect fronts. Why? Because they deal with a ton of physical cash every day, which makes it super easy to mix his dirty money in with their real earnings. Nobody would even notice. And that is step two: layering. The whole point of this step is just to create total confusion. By mixing his illegal cash with the real money these businesses are making, he's creating all these complicated layers of transactions. It makes it almost impossible for anyone to trace that money back to where it really came from, his candy business.
So, after all this mixing and moving, what's the result? Well, the money comes back to Chemistry Monkey, but now it's all blended in with legitimate profits. On paper, it's not candy money anymore. Nope, it looks like his legal profit from his smart investments in a car wash and a juice bar.
And there you have it, the final step: integration. The money is officially clean. It's fully integrated back into the regular economy. It looks like normal, taxable income. And now, finally, Chemistry Monkey can go out and buy that new sports car, or, a bunch of banana trees, and nobody will bat an eye.
So he's got a system that works. He's starting to enjoy his wealth. What do you think happens next? Of course, he goes bigger.
You know how it goes. Success breeds ambition. But it also creates bigger problems. Chemistry Monkey expands his whole candy empire. He hires more workers. He even partners up with a fried chicken franchise to move his product. And all that means way more dirty money, which means he has a much bigger and much more dangerous laundering problem to deal with.
So what does he do? He's got to get more creative.
He starts diversifying his clean businesses. Now he's channeling money through a pet grooming salon, a banana delivery service, you name it. And in the real world, this is where you see things like shell corporations or complex offshore accounts. The idea is the same. The more different businesses you have, the harder it is for anyone to connect the dots.
But, and this is maybe the most important part of this whole story, despite all the clever schemes and fronts, what he's doing is an incredibly risky game. Yeah, it's true. The more complex he makes his web, the harder it is to trace the money. But you have to remember, every single new partner, every new business, every transaction, that's another chance for something to go wrong. It's another potential point of failure. It really is a massive gamble. The stakes are just enormous. One wrong move, just one slip-up, one suspicious transaction, one person who decides to talk, and the whole thing could come crashing down. Game over.
And that kind of leaves us with one last big question, doesn't it? We've seen just how complicated and sophisticated these schemes can get. But even in the most tangled web, people always leave a trail. It could be a digital footprint, a partner who gets greedy, an unusual report that flags a computer somewhere. So it really makes you wonder. With all these clever ways to hide the truth, how do investigators ever find that one loose thread